Greetings, YouTube. I would like to read a passage today. This passage is from Article 6, Paragraph 3 in the Constitution. The senators and representatives before mentioned, and the members of the several state legislatures, and all executives and judicial officers, both of the United States and of the several states, shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution, but no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. Now, why am I quoting this? Well, you see, presidential candidate Herman Cain would like to prevent Muslims who are trying to kill us from being in office. Now, that smacks of blatant bigotry and discrimination to my mind, but the only way you would be able to discern that piece of information, if you could actually discern that piece of information, and I'm fathoming that you probably couldn't, would be to require some sort of a test, which would be a violation of the Constitution. And if you don't know that much about the U.S. Constitution, I'm thinking maybe you aren't qualified to be president. See, personally, I don't think the president should give his oath of office on a Bible. I think they should give it on the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, because that is what they're supposed to be defending. The Bible bit, it's always bothered me. It makes me feel that the line between church and state is a smidge more blurry than I'm comfortable with. But I'm not blurry at all about the fact that Herman Cain apparently has never read the U.S. Constitution, which doesn't surprise me. Now, it also just stuns me that he thinks somehow that just being a Muslim is going to put you into the category of someone who wants to kill Americans. Now, let me make this very clear. There are 1.5 billion Muslims in the world. There are approximately 1.5 million in America. Now, of those 1.5 billion, there are approximately between 10 and 15,000 that are considered actual dangers to the civil world. These are the Al-Qaeda, Taliban members that are hardcore, that are out planning terrorist attacks against the world at large. 10 to 15,000 out of 1.5 billion. That's some pretty good odds. And in particular, Muslims that have come to the United States are very likely to be seeking a life here for a reason. I know all the Muslims I've spoken to have come here because they wanted to get away from the things that Herman Cain is complaining about. I know people who came here, fishermen who came here far, far, far away from the ocean as to get a job because he didn't want to have to be press ganged into being a pirate. I know people that wanted to get away from civil war, that were afraid that, family members of theirs would be kidnapped and forced into armies. They came here for a reason, to get away from oppression, not to impose it. Now, his also implication is that Muslims want to impose some kind of Sharia law on us. Now, that's a violation of the Constitution anyway, so that's not going to happen. But you know which religious group I have encountered in my life that wants to actually create a theocracy in America? That would be the Christians. I've encountered Christian group after Christian group. The two biggest I can think of off the top of my head are Opus Dei and the Reconstructionists. You want some really depressing, scary reading? Go look up Opus Dei and the Reconstructionists. These people are just a smidge crazy. They want a full-blown theocracy here in the United States, and that's just insane. But I've encountered Christians here on YouTube and on the internet and in person that want to do things like put the Ten Commandments in courthouses, teach religion in science classes, make sure that gay people have the rights they currently have taken away, and I've met some that want to round them up and throw them into camps. I've met ones that just want to shoot them. And all of these dangerous people I have met who are basing their world beliefs on theism have been Christian, not Muslim. In fact, I have never met a Muslim. I have never talked to a Muslim that actually wanted to harm America. So I would really love if someone could get a copy of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and pass it out to all the GOP candidates, I think it might be enlightening. At least I would find it entertaining.